This week, I visited Florida to interview some of the brightest students at FAU, and here's what they had to say.
Okay, so you're both FAU students. What are both your names? And tell us a little bit about Ripple.
So I'm a finance student at FAU here. My name's Caden.
My name's Megan. I'm a business management student, and my minor is finance as well.
Amazing, cool. So how did you guys get into business together?
Well, we're dating. So
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
He started it, and I kind of hopped in on it. I'm doing more of like the marketing side of things, but especially with this whole pitch competition, we've been putting our all towards it, especially in hours and hours of every day.
Yeah, that's amazing. So tell me, how did you come up with the idea? What problem are you solving for customers?
So I'm kind of new to surfing. Within the last 2 years, I started surfing, and I really like skateboarding a lot, and I would always have earbuds in. But when you surf, you don't have earbuds in, and there's really no waterproof alternative besides a couple headphones, but they fall out a lot.
Yeah.
So I basically created Ripple. This is just the mount, and then you put the speaker inside, and then this uses strong adhesive on the bottom here, where you can mount it on your board, paddleboard, kayak, beer coolers, you name it. So
very cool.
Basically, you put this on the board, and it turns any surface into a guitar.
Right.
So it amplifies the sound.
So are you manufacturing the speaker too?
Yes, I am.
Wow. So how much will it cost? How much does it cost you to manufacture? Where are you manufacturing it? And then...
So I'm actually 3D printing the mount and then
wow.
epoxying it. So this will cost $59.99 on Kickstarter.
Huh.
And
that's pretty cheap. I was expecting, including the speaker?
Including the
Yes.
speaker, yes.
It's not bad.
And our cost to make it right now is around $20, so our gross margin's about 67%. We're still working on all the numbers and everything, but as for right now, that's what we're thinking of launching it to the market with, about
Amazing.
$60 with tax probably.
Amazing.
But yeah, it comes with the speaker and everything, and the speaker is a bone conduction speaker, so that's what he was talking about, how it turns your whole board basically into a guitar. So it uses the sound to basically, if you put your head on the board, you can hear the music. It's a speaker that's not going to be too loud where it's overbearing to other surfers or causing distractions or safety reasons like the earbuds can do, but it's going to be loud enough where you can comfortably hear it over the waves, and you're not going to have to worry about the waves, everybody around you being too loud where you can't even hear your own speaker.
Amazing. So have you tested it out on your own surfboard?
I brought it out a couple times just to test it, and a lot of surfers look up for airplanes or whatever. They have no idea where the sound's coming from, so it's a cool experience, and just to bring that to the water is really cool. So
what about other surfers? Have you talked to potential customers about would you use this?
So a lot of other surfers, there's always the old school people that don't like too much of the new generation incorporating technology in surfboards.
Yeah.
But there's also the young people that really enjoy this and just want music on their surfboard because they go to the gym, listen to music, they're doing anything, just listening to music, so they really like that.
That's crazy. So when are you looking to launch?
Probably within the next 3 months or so. Cool. It should be on Kickstarter. We just have to work out a few quirks.
It's actually crazy. I did a very similar thing at Duke University, this type of talking to students about their startup. And there was a company called Sticky Jams. Have you heard of it? They do it for wrestling gear. So basically wrestlers, I guess you wear these weird things on your ears or something like that have speakers automatically baked in because a lot of people, if you're training, you don't have music.
Right.
So, and they're crushing it. They're making $400,000 a month.
Wow.
People want to listen to music when they're doing stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how do you think you're going to distribute or market?
So basically we're in the works of talking to some surfing influencers right now. We have a few contacts actually, and they're really interested in the product. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do Instagram ads, just social media, Instagram, TikTok, you name
Definitely.
it. So,
I would say pump out that content.
yeah, exactly.
That's all the Sticky Jams company did.
Yeah.
Only thing, $400K a month, just content, TikTok, Instagram Reels.
Yeah. Social media is the prime marketing.
Yeah.
And last thing, what's the reason for Kickstarter versus maybe a traditional venture path, raising capital or bootstrapping? What do you think?
So Kickstarter is kind of just an easy way to get your name out there. And I feel a lot of successful companies that start from nothing use Kickstarter to kind of get their foot in the door and things like that. So
Interesting. That makes sense.
And if we potentially blow up on Kickstarter, we could also make a lot of money from that and have a lot of room to improve our product before it even hits the real market. Because the Kickstarter will be buying like the pre-orders, the early bird access. So after that, after we gain all those profits, we'll have so much room to expand.
Very cool. I wish you both the best of luck with this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
So I just bought one of these. I'm here with Mason and Caitlin.
Yes, sir.
And you guys are working on a business which involves food. So I bought one, and it's delicious. So tell us a little bit about how you guys got into this, got into business together, stuff like that.
So as you said, my name's Mason, co-founder and CEO of Burrow Builder.
I'm Caitlin. I'm a CMO, co-founder. I lead marketing.
And we actually started this business within our entrepreneurship class. Kind of came to us as a joint idea for something I had and something that she had a while ago. Started this class last semester and ended up working with a great professor, Dr. Kevin Cox, who was able to kind of get us off the ground and motivated to actually test this and test its real world market application to see if it would work. That's why we're just here at the business pitch competition today.
Amazing. So how exactly does this work? You buy these online? Am I buying them for, is it parents for kids? What exactly is it?
Correct. So actually, instead of, you'd think, it's a student box, right? You think, maybe the students are buying it. Students are interested in it. The parents are the primary purchasers. Right. This means that they're buying the boxes to send to their students, and we include things like Valentine's Day themed, hangover helpers, study box, and personalized
Hangover
note
helpers.
cards. Believe it or not, it's a thing that a lot of people need in college, and a lot of parents are good with sending that. So they can do a customizable note card, as well as we can type it out or handwrite it to add that other level of personalization. And as well as this, we're introducing a subscription service to have that recurring monthly box that you can have debating on what theme you want per month.
Fascinating. So basically, I buy this online, you'll ship anywhere?
Exactly.
Yes.
So right now we're starting at the FAU campus. As we are in the pre-launch stage, I live very close. That allows us to have a shipping and fulfillment center right here, cutting our costs and allowing us to deliver locally. But after that, we plan to expand worldwide, and then we're gonna, obviously have to outsource the shipping and get it around.
So why only college students? Why did you pick that maybe as the customers you're targeting?
As for college students, we both are college students.
Right.
We both
Makes
come
sense.
from 20 hours away, different states, miss our families, miss our friends. When I receive a care package, I feel like it means a lot. Coming from a friend or parent, anybody. So to make life a little bit easier, it's right there ready for you to order.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it kind of bridges the gap. A lot of parents are busy, especially the parents local here at FAU. You've seen the economy around here. A lot of these jobs take up a lot of family time and doesn't allow them to use those time-consuming DIY options. This bridges that gap, and especially when signing up for the subscription service, you don't even have to think about it too much. You're able to just provide that care for your kid to show them that you're there, you support, and you do it.
So this costs $30, including shipping.
Yes.
And it includes a variety of snacks and
Everyday
there's
essentials,
some-
self-care items.
We have face masks, lip mask, eye patches, chapstick.
Is it for both men and women, or is this customizable? Did I get a woman?
Yes, this is a customizable box. You could choose whatever you want in it. Or there's package themes. So we'll have a self-care one, different items.
I haven't had this in a long time.
So it kind of we'll do themed ones, like the Hangover Helper has stuff like Alka-Seltzer, Celsius, ibuprofen for those stubborn headaches. And then the Valentine's Day one, obviously, to have something, maybe a little plushier, a Valentine's Day theme mug, more of a pink theme. But with the customizational one, you'll be able to choose from a list of items to truly fine-tune that box to what your student wants.
And how much does it cost you to put one of these together? What are your margins?
It depends. So right now we have a gross margin of 76.7% for that box, but some of them
Not
are
bad.
closer to 65, when you get into that higher customization range. But the gross margins end up being pretty neat for these.
And how do you plan on, it's not a hard product to build, obviously. How do you plan on marketing, distributing your product?
I would say we're going to go around campus and interview students. We also are creating flyers to hand out to the parents during tours or put them in the stage dorm tour rooms. And there's going to be a QR code that'll reach our parent audience and the student ones. Send to the parents, hey, look how easy this is to order. Done.
So a lot of when I came here, I toured as a junior at my high school back home. I flew down here and they had a stage room ready to go for our campus tour. So if we were able to have a flyer with all the information and a QR code linked to our website in there, a lot of parents are interested in every little thing when it comes to touring this college. And then for the students who are just interested in finding out, there's bulletin boards. We can do the QR code stickers, place them in places where people go, oh, that's not supposed to be there. Let me see what this QR code is. And it wraps them in. And as well as that, we're in the parent Facebook groups because that's our real customer. And they're loving it. They're ready to buy. I wish this was a thing when my kid was in college.
They also do love it's student ran because they think we know what their kids want.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you guys so much. It was great.
Pleasure to meet you.
I wish you the best of luck with the business.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time. What is your name? What year in school are you? I'm pumped to hear about your startup. Is this a demo, by the way?
This is a prototype.
Very cool.
So I'm Matthew Sirkin. I'm an FAU high school senior.
You're in high school, but you're also in college.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So are you applying to colleges after this too? Yeah. Interesting. So you're like waiting to hear right now?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, best of luck with that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm vice president of the Aerospace Experimental Association, as we go by AXA. We are a research organization chasing government contracts. So the whole point of this is we've been tasked by NASA as part of the University CubeSat Launch Initiative to develop a system that can prove the technology to grow plants in space.
Plants in space?
Plants in space.
What type of plants?
As of right now, we're testing microgreens, just as a starting point. Because the point is, if we are to go back to the moon, to Mars eventually, which we are doing today, we're sending humans back to the moon in about 4 hours now.
Really?
On Artemis 2.
Wow.
We're going to have food. That's
right.
A basic necessity.
Yeah.
You don't have fertile soil on the moon. You don't have fertile soil on Mars. You need to be able to localize resource development. And that's what we've been proving the technology to do. So
that's incredible.
On a long-term basis, we would continue to construct these vessels until we can prove that they are ready for continuous space missions.
Yeah.
And after that, we would follow government contracts from NASA, the AIAA, any type of company contract, private industry, government, whatever we can get, whatever we need.
That is fascinating. So you're starting with microgreens.
Yes.
And what's kind of the first step? What are you hoping to accomplish, let's say, within the next 3 months, 6 months?
Next 3 months, 6 months, we've been testing prototypes of the system on high altitude balloons, gathering data. We actually launched one, I believe, just last weekend.
How long does it stay in the air?
So our tests stay in the air for a couple of hours, but they get to the important part, high stratosphere environment. So that's where we get low pressure, a bit of low gravity effects, which is where we can really get the best possible simulation of a space environment without going into space.
Right.
And to go into space, we need to prove that we have something space ready.
Right. That makes sense. So what got you interested in this in the first place? Have you always looked up to Elon Musk?
Yeah, I come from a family of engineers, but also when I found out about this program, it just instantly drew me in. I mean, food is a universal necessity. Yeah. It's something that all humans can unite to work toward.
Right.
This is a goal that not a single person can disagree is necessary.
Right.
For the future of the species.
Right. So basically, if we inhabit Mars, we're going to need space agriculture.
Exactly.
It's essentially what this is, growing all different types of things ideally.
Yeah.
Beans, whatever.
Yeah, fruits, vegetables.
I guess, are you looking to raise funding for this at some point? How exactly do you see that going?
Of course. I mean, we're always looking for investment. So we're looking at kind of...
Have you raised capital? We
have. So we've worked with NASA through the Space Grant Consortium, and we also get funding from FAU themselves. They're actually our first, I guess you could say, customer. We've worked with their biology department. They've used our system to send up genetically modified tobacco as well as lettuce with modified DNA that was radiation hardened, and it was actually proved successful in our system. So a control group that was just pure tobacco came back with mutations, while the modified tobacco came back with no differences in the DNA.
When you say NASA gives you money, is that an investment, as in they're taking ownership or some control in the company, or is it a grant?
More along the lines of a grant.
Got it.
So we do meet with them. They do sanity checks with us every now and then. We do have like some virtual meetings with them, but yeah, we're not I guess part of NASA. We're not a government organization. It's an affiliation, if anything.
Right, that makes sense. Because I assume sending anything, right, to space to try to go plant is very expensive, very
About $200,000 at a minimum.
$200,000. Even if the test fails, you're paying $200,000.
Yeah, just for a slot on the rocket. However, NASA has guaranteed us once we have this vessel space grade, they will send it up for free.
That's awesome. So you're telling me maybe in just a couple of years I'll be able to use you guys to eat an apple on Mars.
I hope so.
That's amazing. Maybe we can get some pools and some pool parties flown up to Mars too. No sharks though. Okay, amazing. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
That was great. Very interesting. Okay, awesome. So what are both your names?
Yeah, so my name is Charan, and I'm a junior at high school.
High school?
Yeah.
Are you doing that high school / college?
Yeah.
You too?
Yeah, I'm a senior in high school. My name's Sam Kit.
Sam Kit.
Yeah.
Are you going to graduate with a high school and a college degree?
So that's a possibility. You can do that. I want to get my bachelor's from somewhere else.
I see.
So I'm planning to leave after this semester and pursue my bachelor's, but I'm planning to double major in computer science and math over at UT Austin.
I see. Okay, very cool. So how did you come up with the idea and how long did it take you to build it?
Yeah, so it initially started as a thought. My grandfather was actually diagnosed with a brain tumor, glioblastoma, which we talked about in our presentation, and he unfortunately passed away due to the brain tumor. This was a couple of years ago. And, you know, it got me thinking a big reason why was because his surgery kept getting delayed because neurosurgeons didn't know how to effectively, or didn't have the correct softwares in place to effectively plan for the surgery. And, you know, I used to think about this a lot, the intersection of computer science and neuroscience.
Yeah.
Two fields that I was really passionate about. And one of our other co-founders, he's not here right now, but Adam reached out to me regarding, you know, an opportunity really, you know, that aligns really well with what I always think about. And yeah, and then we met. We actually, the first time we met was at the hackathon. Charan here, I met him at the hackathon.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy. So you both met at the hackathon and you just made this a prototype MVP during the hackathon.
Yeah.
Exactly, yep.
See it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We have our website here, qbeamtech.com. It's basically a preoperative surgical planner for neurosurgeons. So it allows them to effectively plan for brain tumor ablation. So we have a demo video here as well that we'd like to show you. So, you know, the neurosurgeon logs into the software. On this page, they can upload the MRI data from the patients, right? So here you can see they uploaded their MRI data, and then in a few seconds, you'll see a digital twin model of their actual brain. So it's a 3D image of their brain with the brain tumor inside. And
so you're using the MRIs to create this 3D.
Yeah, exactly. And our main goal here is once you click Quantum Optimize, we have a quantum computing algorithm in the back end. It's called quantum annealing. It's an optimization algorithm that looks through tens of thousands of possibilities and figures out the most optimal trajectory for the laser to enter the brain based on how many safe tissue it hits, how much of the tumor it eliminates at the lowest risk, right? So as you can see, it kind of went over the demo there, but
yeah,
that's our main thing, quantum computing in the back end to figure out the most optimal path of line for tumor ablation.
So the problem is basically it's hard for patients to get quick access to great neurosurgeons.
So basically what it is that like for the surgery that we're doing, so they call laser interstitial thermal therapy. Basically they just take a laser and fry the tumors in the brain. But because it's so complicated and like there's so many different equations like calculating the heat and calculating the exact like distance and the amount of power that you use, neurosurgeons have to do a lot of planning for this. And because of that, they spend like days on days planning for these surgeries, which takes a long time. So we want to just use quantum computing and get this done in seconds instead of like multiple days.
Fascinating. So have you spoken with a lot of, you know, maybe neurosurgeons?
Neurosurgeons about this, and I've seen them like working with this issue, and we actually reached out to the head of neurosurgery at UF, and we have a meeting with her coming up where we're just basically going to show her a product and ask her if like she can like start testing it and see if this is actually a viable business.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and Adi, one of our team members, she's sort of our medical specialist, and she's planning to go into med school next year, and she shadows doctors all the time, just like Charan here, and she's actually, worked with neurosurgeons, and neurosurgeons have expressed the limitations that they face in terms of planning for a surgery like this. So we know the problem is real, and there needs to be a solution, and we're here to make that.
Do you need funding? Like, what's kind of your plan to maybe get this out there, start to see revenue? What do you see the next 6 months of?
Yeah, for sure. The next few months are definitely R&D. D-Wave is a company that FAU bought their quantum computer for, and we actually reached out to them, and we've secured a partnership with them to gain cloud access to their quantum computer. So we've just started testing our software with the actual computer, gaining results. So we want to first obviously validate our software, but then after that, we definitely need funding in terms of filing a patent or getting FDA approval. All of that costs a lot of money if you're doing it on your own. There's lawyer fees, stuff like that, right? So we need funding in terms of that, and then for the product as well to scale it, advertising, all of that, of course, you need money for that as well.
Absolutely. I feel like, do you think you'll have more success selling to private practices first or like big hospitals?
I think for testing purposes, private hospitals might be a little easier just because they're not everywhere.
Right.
Selling to a public hospital, that's very widespread, very used. It's a lot of times there's insurance issues in the public hospitals because it's public, right? A private hospital might be more open to testing purposes. It might cost a little more just because they're private. But yeah, I think our first main goal is to work with local clinics in the area. UF has a health care center as well, and there's actually neurosurgeons there. So we want to test with them because they're very big on research. But yeah.
Obviously, I love what you guys are pursuing. There's a lot of AI slop. People try to do, or no offense if other people have pitched this, but like AI productivity tools, like you hear.
Like the GPT wrappers or whatever.
Exactly. So it's very cool to see like use cases that could actually really help people and change the course of medicine. So I wish you both the best of luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time.
So who am I here with?
I'm Ryan Wadich.
Ryan Wadich.
Yeah.
And you're a student here?
Yes, I'm a high school student.
Oh my gosh. High school and college joint.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Over 30 college classes here at FAU. I'm a senior in high school, and I'm graduating and going to Penn Engineering in the fall.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's crazy. Penn's an amazing school.
But yeah, Aqua Crown. So the world's most important resource is water, right? And we've gotten pretty good at filtering it, but by filtering it so well, it's actually caused us some problems, and that's what I'm going to get into. So the big problem is, at the highest level, reverse osmosis is considered the purest form of water filtration. It quite literally filters everything out, and that's a double-edged sword because that includes beneficial minerals like calcium and magnesium. And when you couple that with the fact that 45% of Americans are already mineral deficient, then you can have some disastrous effects, which can cause health complications, including heart disease, diabetes, and in the case of calcium deficiency, it can cause osteoporosis. And not only that, but current efforts to remineralize that reverse osmosis water have increased system dimensionality, meaning they're more complex to produce, maintain, and pay for. So the Aqua Crown solution, it's kind of a Goldilocks zone type area. So imagine a football coach who just cuts players because they don't fit a certain mold. You're not tall enough, you don't weigh enough, you get cut. That's how current filters operate. They filter by size.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, but Aqua Crown is a smarter coach. We coach smarter, right?
You could have an Allen Iverson. Can't let him slip through the cracks, right? It's too short, basically.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so essentially how it works is we dial up the pore size a little bit of the actual holes where water's passing through. We let more through, and then of everything else that's getting through, we chemically block and chemically retain certain ions that we want and don't want. So you can really tailor it to multiple applications as well, right? And that can include a closed loop space water filtration system, or just an at-home system where you don't have to spend on remineralization cartridges every year.
Right.
Right. So there's multiple applications for this, right? And it's a chemically proprietary process, and I'll get more into that later. So this is not just an idea. We have some validity backing it as well. So we've built a pretty elementary pressure system here at FAU. It operates at 10 bar, which is around 145 PSI, to actually test our membrane, which is sealed right there. That's a close-up of our membrane where you can see the fiber structure of it. And all of those little dots are the crown ether particles, which actually are the science that makes this happen. Crown ether particles catch the ions we don't want, like lead, sodium, etc., and stop them from getting through to the end product. Fluoride as well, because of the chemical complexity of the membrane. It can either have a positive charge, your membrane, or a negative charge. And negatives repel, right? So we have a negatively charged membrane that repels fluoride, which is a bonus for many people in the health influential space. And I'll talk about that as well.
Do you have a prototype already, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're after a $12 billion global water filtration market, and that health-focused aspect I was referring to is what we're targeting, which is a $4 billion market, 1/3 of that, and it's growing at 10% annually. And to kind of put this in perspective, those reverse osmosis filters I mentioned, 30 million households have them already here in the US alone. And if we captured just 1% of that, that would be $16 million in annual revenue. But
Cool.
That's essentially it.
I wish you the best of luck with the business.
Yeah, that's it for the business aspect, but I know your background a little bit. I peeked at your LinkedIn, and for me, and you could probably attest this really well. So what you went to Thomas Jefferson High School, right? Which is a really high octane environment, and you wanted to continue that probably, right? By going to Stanford.
Yeah.
And you majored in computer science, right?
Math and computer science.
Yeah. You worked at SIG, right?
Yeah.
For me, I'm worried that I'm going to be distracted by the symmetrical outcomes for me to focus on my asymmetrical outcome at Penn specifically.
What do you mean by that?
And what I mean is it's like I come from a middle class family, right? It's a lot of debt that I'm taking on, right? But I know for the kind of person I am, it will be worth it. But in order to make that happen, I need to succeed, right? And if you look in terms of expected value, right? Starting your own company, in terms of expected value, that doesn't work out for most people, right? That's just objectively the truth, right? And like at Penn, even before I'm there, I see people in the Discord, the WhatsApp group chats talking about quantitative trading, quant dev, quant research, right? Oh, McKinsey consulting.
SIG.
Yeah, all of this stuff. And, it can feel like a little like I'm being like led astray, right? Like this is what got me into the school. This is like my beachhead. This is my focus, right? But I guess how did you like stay on course and know what the right path was for you?
Good question. So first of all, I took a job. I worked at SIG.
Yeah.
I think if you're learning a lot in a job, it can be the best decision you make, right? When I left college, I had no money. So not only working at SIG did I build up a financial reserve, it's really hard to start a company if you're thinking about rent or putting food on the table. Like it's good to have some savings. And number two, I learned a ton about markets, financial modeling, which all was incredibly valuable when I started building my business. So I guess I don't think it's bad necessarily to take a 9-to-5 or take an internship. If you're learning a lot, you respect, you admire the people you're working for. But at the same time, I think you're right, most startups fail. But also the way I viewed it, you're a smart kid, you're going to an Ivy League school, you're going to be successful, is, right, if I'm making, whatever, $250K a year at SIG when I quit, what is the worst case scenario if I leave and try to start a company? Okay, well, I don't have kids, I'm in my 20s. The worst case is I get to travel around the country, try to start a company with my friend, which will probably be fun, and I lose like 100K in savings, maybe 150K, whatever, right? Depending on how much money we may have pumped into the business. And I go get another job in trading and maybe take a little bit of a pay cut. Like the downside isn't that big once you actually break down the risk, but the upside is if this goes well, we could create, a life-changing outcome.
And kind of on that note, different, like if you were going into the tech space right now, let's say you were starting at Stanford and the fall. Would you have done anything differently than what you did when you graduated?
Definitely. If I were starting in college now,
Yeah. And what would that be?
like studying, I
Like-
think
like-
I think what I got wrong in college is I tried to pursue things that I thought were smart. For example, like I tried doing AI healthcare. I don't have any expertise in healthcare. I've never sold to a hospital. I don't have a deep knowledge, like I'm not passionate about biology or chemistry. So I was trying to do things because everyone knows healthcare is a huge industry. It's really impressive, but like it's not right for me. There can be things that are great business ideas, right? For example, skincare. There are billion-dollar brands or luxury fashion, billion-dollar companies, right? Rihanna's Fenty or whatever, Hailey Bieber's. But guess what? They're probably not the right businesses for us. So like I do think in business, you not only need to like it, but also you do have to have an advantage, an edge. In sports betting in my case, it's a very young man's game. I know a ton about sports. I know a ton about betting, markets, financial modeling. It was something I actually like had the potential to be good at, as opposed to like healthcare, where I've never worked in the industry. Selling into hospitals is really complicated. I'm probably not the right person to crack that. So I think just doing a better job, really trying to soul search on what am I good at and what do I like. And I would have started social media earlier. In 3, I wouldn't have tried to, I don't even know if I would have studied CS, to be honest.
Really?
I think like, for maybe my freshman year, sophomore year, I thought I should be a software engineer because everyone said it was the best job you could get. But I never thought it was enjoyable to just sit there and write code. Or I never had the dream of like working at Intuit or Indeed. I always thought that was very boring, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think too, just like, so social media, like not just pursuing things because they're hot, but because I actually have an advantage in them. Yeah. I mean, so much of life is having an advantage, right? Like I can't go to the NBA if I was 6'11", maybe a different story. So I think it's just trying to think about what do I like plus have an advantage in more and pursue things along that path. Yeah. Network more, I think, is always good advice. Just like meet more people, develop relationships. My co-founder, we spent a lot of time in college together. I met my fiance in college. Like you do meet a lot of people in college who are going to be with you for a while.
But thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much rich advice.